Welcome back, my sunshiny friends. And the sun is shining and I don't have my sunglasses, but I decided I wanted to come sit by my pool probably for the very last time this season. It is after Labor Day and the pool, unfortunately, is 70 degrees. It's a little too chilly to go in. Of course, I decided to come out and film this because I'm sad and I wanted to come sit by my pool. And my neighbor is mowing his lawn. So I hope that you guys can hear me. I wanted to piggyback on Wednesday's video today about side effects and talk about side effects just a little bit more with all of you guys. So welcome back, my friends. I am Cheryl. This is my channel where I have been discussing or sharing or documenting my weight loss journey for the past year and a half. I have been taking Zepbound, a GLP-1 medication, where I have lost over 70 pounds to date, and I'm still losing this week, losing as we speak. So I'm very happy about that. Had been in a bit of a stall, bit of a plateau for quite some time, but we seem to be right back on track. So I am happy about that. And I decided to come out and hang out by my pool, I think for the last time. I'm sad. Unfortunately, we haven't had any real pool days in the last probably 2 weeks. And my husband is annoyed with me that I have not yet closed it, but I also haven't bought the closing kit or the cover for it. So I have to do that. It's on my list. I have a long list of stuff to do. And we went back to work this week. Like, the students came back and whew, it is busy, which kind of ties into my side effect situation. So I wanted to talk to you guys today. I did post a video Wednesday about my toolkit for dealing with side effects with GLP-1s. And I'd been planning this video, and then I did see a couple of comments, some people saying, these side effects are no joke. And I saw some other comments saying that the side effects, they didn't have, it was a specific one, I think, about dry mouth, and like no dry mouth for a year, and then boom, all of a sudden. And let me tell you, I've been thinking about this the last couple of days because I know that I told you guys my dry mouth, I want to say it was probably a year. It's been about 5 or 6 months that I've been dealing with it, maybe a little bit longer. So I was good for like a year, and then all of a sudden dry mouth started, and I didn't even realize. I thought I was getting a sore throat all the time, and then I realized that it was actually a side effect of the GLP-1s, and I was like, dang, like I was fine for a year. So the message being, don't get too comfortable, don't get lax in thinking that like you don't have side effects, and sometimes you might be blaming other things, but it might actually be the Zepbound. And I've had people say to me, but like, oh no, I don't get nauseous. Shh. I never say things like that out loud, especially when it has to do with a GLP-1, because here today, gone tomorrow, or absent today, here the next day, let me tell you, it is wild to me. So I've told you guys before, and if you're new here, you will be hearing, I was great for months and months and months and months and months with no constipation. And I kept hearing everybody talking about that being like the biggest side effect and kind of like the most difficult one to deal with, you know, when you start to get bound up like that, and that can be a real problem. And I was like, oh my God, I feel so lucky, like I don't have to deal with this. And then I was on 7.5 for months, and then all of a sudden one day it just hit me. And it took me quite some time to figure it out. And then I've been boasting lately that like, yeah, I've got it down. Like, I'm good. My Miralax is like working. I've got my dose even down. I only have to take a teaspoon a day now. I've been months. It's great. Everything's regular, literally. And then this week, this was shot 4 of 12.5, and the constipation is back. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm doing everything right. And here we are again. So just be aware. Just because you're okay with something one day doesn't mean you're okay the next. Or just because you're suffering from something today doesn't mean it's going to continue on to tomorrow. And this has been the case multiple times for me over the course of the past year and a half. I went months, in the very beginning of the journey, I would get extremely tired. I would get fatigued, like maybe the first couple of weeks. I would get fatigued very easily. I'd almost need to take a nap after work. Nausea wasn't really a problem. Constipation, definitely not a problem. I had an upset stomach as far as like that really bad gas or like reflux like once. And the body aches. I did get the body aches in the very beginning. And within a couple of weeks, that was all fine. And then I was pretty good for a while. I don't know if it's going back to work. I don't know if it's like everything in the last couple of weeks. I'm not really sure. But I went to bed last night at 9 o'clock. The day before, it was like I was falling asleep at 6 o'clock. I am exhausted. I am absolutely exhausted. And it could just be like I'm go all day. And then it's 4:15 before I like finally sit down for a second. But I've been really, really good most of the summer. And then all of a sudden the sun feels so good. The dog just came to visit. The exhaustion is back. And I have had this happen multiple times throughout the course of the 18 months where I am nauseous for 2 weeks and then I'm good for months. I might be nauseous one day for the whole day and then I'm good for months. Most recently, it's been the 2 days after my shot and I'm like nauseous in the morning. I take the Zofran and I'm fine. I'm pretty much okay now. If I get nauseous, I take the Zofran immediately and I've been okay. But it's been quite the roller coaster, like navigating these side effects. I, in the beginning, was just so grateful that I wasn't really getting side effects. And it's just mind-boggling to me how far into my journey I got before I started with like any major side effects. So that's why if you haven't, please go watch Wednesday's video. I will make sure it's linked. It's in the playlist. If you have not prepared for the side effects, just prepare yourself. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen to everybody. And there's definitely like, I've never gotten a sulfur burp. And I always say this, I hate to say things out loud because I'm one of those believers that like, if you say it out loud, it like emits it into the universe and then it happens. I've never had a sulfur burp. I hear a lot of people complaining about sulfur burps and how bad that is. Luckily, that's not something I've ever had. So there are a lot of side effects gastro-wise that I haven't had. I don't get a lot of reflux. I don't get a lot of anything like that, like upset stomach. Like I get the nausea occasionally. I think I vomited like twice in the whole time. I've never really had the opposite of constipation. I hate that word. But there's other things that I definitely have had. I'm trying to watch the dog. I'm like on the edge of the pool over here trying to watch the dog. Is like, can you see him back here? Where'd he go? He's over here. He's going down like the back path. But we've had foxes back here. We have deer, but recently there's been foxes. And I don't really know that the fox would do anything, but I just want to make sure that he also, we have woodchucks and rabbits out here, and he will chase a rabbit. And he's not a hunter, but he's a cattle dog. So he's a herder. So, I mean, it's kind of in his nature to be like out here looking for other animals and stuff like that. I just don't know what would happen if he actually encountered one. Sorry, I got a little off track there. But my point being is just not to get too comfortable and stay prepared. So that's something that I didn't really do. But now I've showed you my arsenal. I'm prepared pretty much for everything, and I kind of stay prepared. I keep things on hand with me, just in case, because you just never know. And this week, even yesterday, I've been really wanting Brussels sprouts, so I made roasted Brussels sprouts with some baked fish last night for dinner. And last night I was like, oh my God, the Brussels sprouts really, I mean, they kind of tend to be a tougher vegetable to digest anyway. So, you know, people often will have problems with Brussels sprouts. I'm trying to get this sun away from you guys. And last night my stomach was just like really bothering me from the Brussels sprouts. So yeah, just be aware that the side effects can come and go at any given moment. We are kind of at their mercy. We're kind of at the mercy of the medication. There are so many positive things with this medication. The downfalls are definitely the side effects and the unknowns with the side effects. It is just wild how one day it can be one thing and then it's gone, and then the next day something that you haven't had in a year and a half just will creep up onto you. So just beware. And like I said, go check out Wednesday's video and have your toolbox ready with all of the things that you may need. I think that is going to wrap it up. I'm going to go make dinner. We are doing Korean Sloppy Joe sliders for dinner tonight. My son absolutely loves them. I found like a super easy recipe. I think I've mentioned it to you guys like 3 times before and never linked the recipe. I will attempt to remember to link it this time. And I'm just making them in slider form. And it's another one of those things that you can use ground beef, you can use ground chicken, you can use ground turkey, and you can kind of put like whatever you want in it. So we're pretty basic. My son doesn't like vegetables and stuff, but I mean, you could do scallions in it, you could do onions, you could do pea pods, you could do peas, you can do water chestnuts. I think water chestnuts would be really good, diced up water chestnuts. I don't know if I have any, but that would have been good like with mine. Any, you know, really any kind of vegetable that you like. These are Korean, so onions and peppers aren't as big of a Korean ingredient. And you can use low sodium soy sauce, and the hoisin sauce really doesn't have as much sugar and stuff as you think it is. You're only using a small amount of it. So yeah, I really, really enjoy cooking with hoisin and low sodium, like Asian flared things, and that's my son's favorite kind of thing to eat. So that is for dinner tonight. I think that would be really good with like an Asian slaw. So that would be like a really good dinner for you guys. But I'm going to go in, I'm going to go start getting dinner ready for him, get everything else done that I need to get done for the day, and I will see you guys real soon. If you have not yet, I would love it if you would go hit that subscribe button, stick around. If this was useful information to you, I would love it if you could give it a thumbs up, share it with somebody else that you think it could be useful to. And remember, my friends, when you can't find the sunshine, you go out and you be the sunshine. Bye, guys.